National Lampoon. Okay, here we are. Take 2 of our audio track because I'm a dipshit and I screwed up the first take.
I'm glad you got a chance to read the manual.
Yes, manuals are good.
The manual's good.
Les Claypool, that's my name. So when you hear the voice, this particular voice, that would be my
In the spring of 2005,
voice.
And this voice
young
belongs to
graduate
Jason
film
McHugh.
student from
Jason
UCLA
McHugh, yes. And
set
the man
forth
on the
to
screen
make a
right now is
documentary
Matthew J.
reflecting an
Powers,
element of
who is a
contemporary
champ,
music
and I met
culture
him
that
because
yet
he
to be
shot
fully developed.
a Buzzards of Green Hill video for me, and it was a terrible video, but I don't hold it against him because we had very limited resources, and we ended up with his brother's friends in my pool late night dressed as frogs, and some of them were women, and they got naked and ran around.
That sounds good.
That was a bad thing because my wife was not appreciative
Right,
of nude strangers running around
Yeah, I guess
in the
that's-
female form.
That's not so good around the household, but
But, you know, it endeared me to Matt Powers for a while.
yeah. Well, he was great to work with, and is a freak of nature.
Yes, nature.
It's also known as Pac-Man.
Oh my God.
Pac-Man.
So there it is, Electric Apricot, Quest for Festeroo. This is a fabulous piece of cinema. It's right up there with
Well, I've been doing yoga all day, but I do that every
right,
day, so I guess
Evil
that's
Dead
not
2.
special, but
Oh,
yes, I prepared a couple
yes.
pieces.
Well, I think
also
it's got the
wrapped a couple
cult
things of
a cult vibe
sage that I grew in
for
my
sure.
garden, some
Evil Dead
pineapple
2
sage,
had
some
a little more
lavender
blood.
sage.
Herschel Brillstein, there he is.
Cleanse the room before
He's
we
a fine
start.
fellow. That would be Jonathan Cordy, who's your pal.
Who's my oldest friend,
And that's Brian Kehoe, who's an old friend of mine from high school, who
My sisters.
To fully understand the band, we
who's
must first
hilarious,
examine the music
another
scene
freak
that
of nature.
spawned this
Yes.
colorful group of troubadours we call
He made
Electric
quite an
Apricot.
impression on me one New Year's
Known
Eve.
as jam band music,
he'll make an impression
the
on
scene
you
has been expanding and evolving rapidly over the past
pretty much
several years.
anytime you hang out with him.
I think the jams
And most of the time it's good. Some impressions
Some
aren't necessarily good.
The other night it was good.
Look at all that blurring.
It's about dancing. It's about shaking loose your normal everyday stresses and getting into a fun space.
Band plays a 2-minute song, goes into 10 minutes of silliness.
These are all real
and
people on the
creates
street.
new
I didn't know
music
the first gal at Entra, who was a
that's never been played before.
aficionado.
Ultimately, jamming is
But,
all about language.
So there's Adam Gates.
yeah,
Now,
here's-
Adam Gates,
Is that
I've
language
known for many
all
years. I've
philosophy is
known
meaningless,
since
but language
1984.
is meaningless.
It's
When
great
I
to
first
see
spotted him on the back of a
new
band
blood in the,
magazine, he
in
was
the
dressed like a
improvisation
Nazi.
of rock and roll music.
And because his band Monkey Rhythm
I get a little
had this
squirmy
sort of
when people try and
Euro
categorize it
fascist
one way
thing
or
going.
another. You know, it could be, you know, we could be like a
So I met
jam
him at a
band
radio
thing one
station and
minute,
we
then we can
hit it off.
get
Well,
into
he's
some
been quite an
fucking
influence.
Yes, some people might know him as the mighty Bob Seacock.
The mighty Bob Seacock. Definitely.
Somebody to go out there with a bunch of sequencers. And,
Bob Weir.
Bob Weir. I was
and,
definitely
and
starstruck
on a
going to
show that's pretty much
get to go to
no
Bob
code,
Weir's house, and
flies in the
it was
face
pretty
of what
amazing that he
American musical culture is
threw his
about,
hat in the ring for this film.
in my opinion.
He's a champ.
Playing music, you
Looks
should
like
just
Lee
fucking
Marvin
jam
these
it.
days.
You should jam it hard, jam it true.
people can see, they can interact with me, I can interact with them, I can, you know, give them some of my looks.
Jimmy air freshener, man. You see that? It's always gonna smell like Jimmy. Jimmy!
When I'm playing and I'm doing one of my fills, you know, I try and make eye contact with somebody just to kind of give them a little something to take home with them.
19 Broadway gig.
This was our first gig ever.
First.
And for some reason, Iwas decided he was going to play his character sitting down every time we performed. But of course, this was the one and only time he actually did sit down and perform. So,
Well, his character grew, I guess.
Place that knows no boundaries, except for those that are set by your own mind.
but see, I know how to sport the overall look. That's the I'm bringing the overalls back.
Well, you got that mechanic background, right? So.
Not coveralls, overalls.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get
Big
that.
difference.
I
See?
I don't know. So.
Damn city boy. Damn Mill
Damn.
Valleyan.
Yeah, we didn't.
You've never even picked up a wrench.
We didn't have overalls or coveralls in Mill Valley. We had incidents in Sage though, and hot tubs.
Well, there you go. got those glasses at Lens Crafters. I don't actually wear glasses, so I went and bought the demo models and scraped the logo because they won't sell them to you with just clear lenses. You have to pay a bunch of money. So I bought the demos and just took them home and scraped. It had some shishi designer name on the side, and I scraped them off with a razor blade.
Wow, that's going the extra mile.
I was either that or pay another like $150 or whatever the hell it was.
They look good. They look good. They kind of give you a Lenin Garcia Eastern feel. I don't know.
Well, there you go. Arj Barker champion. He's becoming a big star, a big mini star.
Flight of the Condors?
Concords.
But
I have to say, he sported this headband look first with us before he went to Flight of the Concords.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, so he's huge all over Australia, right?
He's been big in Australia for a while, but didn't you say he had some special just recently?
I saw him.
He's getting big. He's a funny guy.
Saw him in LA headlining.
The jam scene
He's the
flourishes
Marijuana
through
Monologues
interaction,
famous
be it
as well.
via the internet, tape trading, or multi-genre.
Those are all old Primus
One of the
demos that
premier
I've
events
ripped
being
the
Northwest's own
stickers
music
off of and
extravaganza,
wrote
Festa
fake.
Rouge.
And
Don't kick the microphone.
I'm sorry. Because you could ask me, because I have a lot of those old tapes. I could have actually
With its tree-lined
given those
rural
to you
setting
without
just
reading those
northwest of
Primus
Portland, Oregon,
live
Festa Rouge has
demos.
been host to some of the top-name acts in the jam scene
Throwaway
since
stuff.
autumn of 2001.
The jam festivals are basically mud fests like any festivals.
Festa, there's fire, there's circus, there's jam, there's beat. People walking around with no tops on, that's awesome. Bathing in the river, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was the greatest thing, pinnacle experience.
That guy's a champ.
I shat myself.
Did you hang out with that guy at all?
I didn't get a chance to hang out with him too much, but he was pretty amazing.
All right, we'll tell the story here because you.
Right, so here was sort of
This is
my
you actually being
entry
yourself.
into method acting of playing myself and locking the keys out of my car before our first gig. And I did have some stuff that I needed to get out for the gig. And there you go. AAA. Fortunately, I did have a AAA card.
Try to raise the profile.
So, smiling Don Kleinfeld is not too far from. Smiling Don Kleinfeld's manager is not too far from Jason McHugh, producer, or what would you?
Let's just say I tried to keep it as real as possible.
I've been working some angles to try to get the band
Say that.
into Festa Rouge.
So,
Have you done Ford Windstar
yeah.
before?
That is my Ford Windstar, actually, by the way. So.
We played basically coffee houses. You know, we play all kinds of different coffee houses around town. I mean, basically we'd set up like in front of the coffee house, but we just, put our hats down. And I think it was Don Kleinfeld, our manager, first introduced us.
Joe McHugh artwork in the background. My dad's posters in the background. Have to give props out to that. East Totem West.
I had been in this band, Illucifer, which was the elusive Lucifer, which was this metal band, and then I got into the funky stuff. So I was kind of trying to combine the two things. It was kind of like this double bass metal funky stuff,
I know I asked you this in the first take, but did you ever play in a funk band?
No.
Oh, that's right. Of course not.
I play polkas only.
So we started playing live. We started doing our usual circuit of the coffee houses.
And then this guy shows up.
That was actually a fantastic tree fort that he's in. Built by a friend of mine's
I could see
Brazilian brother.
We did entirely block.
It was a pretty amazing tree fort.
Just playing on the sidewalk just
It was my first time shooting in a tree fort.
Well, there you go.
Hear us sing or play because he would, laugh with just, he would just solo most of the time.
Just take 5 deep breaths and open up that third eye. And I'll tell you, my brother, we're going to go on a magic carpet ride. As if you never take the chance to look, then you'll never know. They'll go walking through the back roads of your mind. Rolling down that kaleidoscope of inner space and time. Yeah, I'm walking.
So there were people at this show that actually thought we were a real band. They just kind of stumbled in because it's the thing to do. And I was amazed. We got quite a bit of praise for being a real band.
People did like it. There's people who
It's because the drumming was incredible.
There was some incredible
It was
drumming.
incredible.
I think people who had no expectations, or low expectations, they really
See, me, Les
they really
Claypool, as a
liked it
bass
lot.
player,
So
if I could play with Les Claypool or Lapdog as a drummer,
Sweetwater show, you know, I mean,
that would just be like the ultimate
what can you say about Mill Valley?
synergy.
Who would play guitar then?
Guitars are for fags. Who needs a guitar?
Well, someday maybe the less squared.
Less squared.
Sweet to be at the Sweetwater.
It would be the ultimate megalomania.
Off center right now.
Singing, and I could tap dance at the same time.
That would be good.
Hey, what's up?
That's,
All right, here comes a couple of champs.
I'm a taper.
Definitely.
Seth Green and Matt Stoningham. And Matt Stoningham shines here. Well, they both do, but
he's a fine actor. You know, I mean, if you've
his-
seen an
just his
Orgasmo,
facial
Dave
expressions
the
in
Lighting
this thing
guy,
are incredible.
This
But
is
let's
much
talk
more-
about how
it's
we
much more
went
subtle,
to
man.
shoot this scene, and these two, you know, fellows that had much better things to do than come down and be in our piddly ass film, came down and our lighting packs, batteries were completely dead. Our RE light system was in the equipment truck, which was on its way to Guitar Center to get some extra strings for somebody.
It was rough.
And so we had to go to Radio Shack and buy a couple of crappy.
Well, we were rebounding from our hit and run, so it was kind of a, you know, it was sort of a weak moment for us. But I think we, the scene worked out well.
You know, Steve Trousdale, as we once knew him,
But the lighting is not nearly as spectacular as the lighting of, say, that scene. Right there. I mean, that's, or even that. There's some good lighting. And the reason that's all natural light right there, but what makes it look good is we stuck that shiny, what the hell is that thing? Like it's a windshield insulation
yeah, reflector. Yeah, sun reflector.
We stuck it in Adam's lap so he would get some glow up from below. So he's got this big.
First I thought it was like, you know, what's
He does look kind of
reflector on his
magical there.
pants.
Some alien battle or something. You
It's a good glow.
They have like glow stick wars where people throwing all these glow sticks back and forth, and then one just tagged me
Moving
inside
magic.
the head, and I instantly thought of Aiwass, which Aiwass is the entity, the spirit that channeled the rite of Thelema to Aleister Crowley. The next day at rehearsal, I said to the guys, you know, I'm Aiwass.
See, most people don't know who Thelema is.
Hopefully everyone knows who Aleister Crowley is, but
I was like, man, that's like a
he's
gift.
quite an author.
Like here we are, he wants to play bass now, so now we got a bass and this big drum set, and then I'm gonna plug this thing in, and here we go, trio, Jimi Hendrix land.
I've never actually seen this film before, so this is.
This is the old Sweetwater in Mill Valley that closed down recently, so
yeah,
it's pretty nice that.
Why are you telling me? I've been there.
Oh, right.
I played it. I lived it.
Well,
This is our fabulous logo, which was designed by me.
That's amazing. How did you come up with that logo?
You know, it came to me in a vision.
That's wow.
Came to me in a hallucinogenic haze.
Wow. It's pretty.
I was frying on peyote in the deserts of
This is really what we're doing.
pick a desert.
Mojave.
Mojave. It was the Mojave. Yes.
Pinpoint directional, but what
Well, it rings true. It sort of evokes a.
See, look at that look. That's
past
incredible.
future. He's like definite. That's kind of the Office quality. I think that that you as a director were going for.
Yes,
in
I was
this
going for that
film,
Ricky
you know.
Gervais. I just told Matt, go Ricky Gervais.
He followed
So of course
directions.
he did.
He did. He really did.
That's that shows my skill as a director, that I can just throw things out and things that are less than 10 syllables, and these guys can react to it. I think the more you can be thrifty with your syllables and still get the job done, that's the sign of a really spectacular director. I heard that Capra could just he could go 2 syllables sometimes.
So might you say less is more then?
Yes. See, now here's the spectacular scene, because we got the.
This is one.
Well, that's a great. That's Adam being a champ, but you've gone from the same shot with different guys in the same setup, and it looks great. Look at the lighting on that little lamp there. It's just incredible. And this is all downstairs at the Sweetwater, which is now. What are they doing with the Sweetwater? Is it going to be like
It's gone. I
income
mean,
tax?
I think it's going to be a beauty salon or a women's clothing store.
Oh my
basically.
God. That's just what we need.
That's the direction Mill Valley's going. It's.
But see, look at that lighting. It looks great. Well, that looks like shit. But sounds good.
Yeah.
Except for the
Yeah,
feedback. on the
the
guitar.
fact that we caught the Sweetwater is amazing because it closed down. Village Music closed down. Charlie Deal died. He was an unofficial mayor of Mill Valley.
So what you're saying is the whole jam scene is dying before our very eyes.
No, in Mill Valley they're just getting fleshed out in Mill Valley and Marin where it thrived with the Grateful Dead. It's getting sent other places.
But where?
Fairfax.
Fairfax is going to be the next zone.
Fairfax, I think.
19 Broadway is going to be the next Sweetwater.
Broadway, and then just further north.
Okay, this is good coming up here. Check it out. He's talking about his guitar. Some guy made that thing for him. But this is all about Smokey Joe's. And I used to go to Smokey Joe's all the time when
Smokey Joe's closed down.
See, that's just sad. Because Smokey Joe's was awesome. Get the holy moly free holy.
Free holy breakfast. I was digging into my beans and digging into
I
my
never got
eggs.
to go to Smokey Joe's myself.
It was a good spot.
A tortilla.
It's one of the things I missed about Berkeley. And it's been lost for a while. We were worried in the production nightmare, but I just recently found the Garcia tortilla.
Oh my! Thank God. That's
Thank somebody. Thank me. I found it.
All right. Well, thank you.
And
'Cause that's huge.
It's the first and only time that I've ever airbrushed on an actual tortilla.
Well, maybe there's more airbrushing in your future for tortillas.
That's my set designing. That's my prop. What do you call that? I was a prop technician,
master.
prop master. Yeah, it's master. I like it when the adjectives that describe me somehow include master.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't think we
That
gave
makes
that
me
to you in
happy.
the credits. You didn't get it in the credits, so.
Yeah, why wasn't I
Sorry about
directorial
that.
master?
That's
He's an intellectual guy.
next film.
Okay.
Think about it for a second. Vaseline Groove, it's like Pearl Jam. What is Pearl Jam? Pearl Jam, that's
And we discussed this before. Pearl Jam. I think Pearl Jam. I think those guys meant to name their band Shiny Sperm, but they couldn't get away with it, so they called it Pearl Jam.
That's quite a theory.
That's my theory.
I think it's good. I didn't know that before this film, so it's nice that this film is educational.
Yes. We're here to enlighten.
Started pronouncing the band name Electric.
There's your bedroom.
This is my old room. Finally got turned into a guest room at age 38.
And so that was tripping us out.
It's about time for you to move on.
Recently, yeah. So, yeah, I'm moving on.
Well, that's not a nectarine anyway. That's my uncle. I grew up around a fruit stand. That looks like an apricot to me.
I mean, with that big advance you got from National Lampoon, you're going to be upgrading to a penthouse and getting rid of the Ford. Are you going to get rid of the Ford Aerostar?
The Windstar. It's a Ford Windstar.
Oh, okay, sorry. Chevy Aerostar.
Ford Windstar, man. Look, I am actually looking into new cars, but that's a great car. That's a great car. The Windstar, as long as you don't lock your keys in.
We should auction it off.
Serve me well.
It's the car that Smiling Don locked his
It's gone
keys
to
in.
Burning Man about 8 times, so just like that.
See, now nobody can rock some jingle bells like me. You see me rocking those bells? People had talk about rock the bells. That was rocking the bells right there.
I think when people see Lapdog's drum performance, they're always going to talk about that.
Where did you go? Oh, rainbow, where did you go? Sailing across the skies with your mystic disguise. Oh, rainbow.
We were talking about this bass before. It's from.
This really is what
I got it from Tim Sawyer.
Tim Sawyer, right?
Yeah, the tree fort isn't my
So
backyard, technically.
it was a birthday present from Tim Sawyer.
It's a pretty nice birthday present.
He's a nice fella.
Rainbow, everybody wants to know.
This song didn't make it into the soundtrack, but I think if there's a next Electric Apricot record, that would be a key track.
Yeah, why didn't it make it to the soundtrack?
It just didn't make it, man. Didn't make it.
The hell kind of producing is that?
There just wasn't enough room for everything.
Jesus Christ.
There's so many gems.
Should have done the double.
There's so many.
Should have done the double disc.
Well, hopefully we're gonna do like
Maybe
a
it'll be
double
a bonus
live,
track.
double live
I woke up
Budokan
this
thing or
morning
something.
and I saw a raccoon mating. That doesn't happen very often.
There's some fancy blur in there.
Yeah, we got censored.
That's like
there.
a real world. We're like the real world, man. We're
Well,
blurred.
that's,
blurred shit.
that's part of
There's
the
my
style.
fake. I made the fake shit stains on those on that toilet paper that's
Again,
in
your
that garbage can.
more art direction.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at this.
By
This filmmaking
director,
stuff.
prop master.
Base planes for squares, man. That makes some movies. Yeah, what I did is I took the toilet paper and I rubbed it, I spit on it and rubbed it in the dirt. It looks like a skid mark. It's like a real skid mark. It's just a little gritty.
Is that your first time making fake
It's a little
skid
grittier,
marks?
yes.
You know, I
As
think
far as I know.
You have an opportunity of
Here's Adam being a champ. He found a van with stickers on it, and away he went.
More than anything, like, you know, anything. You don't
Yeah.
even have to vote. Just put on a few bumper
This was
stickers, man.
quite a van. That's natural art.
Now this looks like shit, but it
seems
sounds
like-
pretty good because I'm playing.
I think it's
Fat
a different
Lips.
video camera. I think it's.
You know, it's the red lighting. It was that red lighting at the Sweetwater. That's why the place closed down. They had too much red lighting. And red light looks terrible on film.
Everybody has their thing. A friend of mine's dad, you know, he really wanted an elaborate set of
So this,
cocktails.
what's your
So what I'm doing,
glass blowing experience? Have you blown glass before?
I've never blown glass in my life, but you can see I've taken to it like a fish takes to water.
Well,
It's, you know, the way I handle the fire. I do, you know, I do like fire. When I was a kid, I set 2 acres on fire.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was
How
like,
did you do that?
I think I was 11.
You
Just
set
me
2
and my
acres on
cousin.
fire?
Me and my cousin, who's probably in prison right now. He's been in and out of prison for 20 years. We set 2 acres on fire, lighting caps. It was fortunately it was all just grass. It was a cow pasture.
Oh my God.
Got in trouble. My grandfather was a fireman. He didn't really appreciate it.
Yeah, that would be quite a person to be busted by.
Yeah, I was pyro. I sold pyro when I was young.
I'm glad you were able to kind of rechannel.
Pyro's boring now.
know.
I'm bored with it.
You know.
Other markets for things, you know, like the swizzle sticks, I think is going to be great. That could be a big marketable item because everybody makes pipes. This one's actually modeled after a friend of mine's penis. He took a picture.
That
of
is actually a friend of mine's dildo.
Oh really?
A woman friend.
Oh well. Not a well.
It's my mother's. No,
It's not a guy's friend.
It's actually that is. I can't say who it is. It's kind of a semi-famous person.
Bobsy Cock.
It's a woman.
Oh. Okay.
But both of those belong to a friend of mine. So it was
Well,
a little strange to be holding on to them, knowing that
that was nice that she loaned it. You did return them, right?
I had nothing to do with it. Whoever, you're the producer. I thought you were in charge of that stuff.
Well, the first person I was Lapdog.
Yeah, there's John Cordy sporting a very good friend of mine's wife's yoga pants.
Herschel used to play in this.
That's a sign of a team player when you're willing to wear yoga pants, women's yoga pants.
And you know what? They were a little tight. They were very tight because they belonged to a woman, and it made his ass look kind of strange. I was getting kind of freaked out by it.
Kind of popped.
It was all flattening it out. But she seemed to be impressed by the whole thing. Which
Yeah.
is, you know,
She kinda-
that's a story unto itself.
She kind of hung out to watch the whole little scene be shot, actually.
So now here's the whole Huey Lewis thing, and if you remember, there actually was controversy with Huey Lewis and Ghostbusters. Who was that jackass wrote the Ghostbusters
I
thing?
don't know, but that's one of our
It was a total blatant
deep
ripoff.
80s references.
But like I was saying,
Request that we do any Huey Lewis.
while we were doing one of our first rehearsals for Electric Apricot, the studio is near, the rehearsal space was near where Huey's studio was. I met Huey for the first time and hung out with him in the parking lot. And I was dressed as Lapdog. And it kind of freaked him out at first. He didn't know what to think. But we hung out for a while. He was a super nice guy. He invited me to go fishing with him.
No, and Cordy's jammed with him in vinyl before he played harmonica, actually, on a song.
Well, you know, it is hip to be square.
What I really like to do, which is play music.
Yeah, well.
Electric Apricot.
He was a nice guy.
It's a mantra, Tibetan mantra, and
Oh, the roasters.
Roasters, yes. Fabulous place in Forestville. Buddy of mine, surfer guy. As you can tell by all the paintings of waves in the background.
2 hot chocolates.
And these people, these extras, were unbelievably expensive. They were incredibly expensive.
Oh my God.
Yes, but they were really good.
What's this about?
Fabulous talent.
Yeah, it's very attractive too.
I don't like to make it too hot for them.
Keep your
I
eyes
like
to
burn
yourself
their
there,
mouths.
pal.
No, that you know, the whole family. It's you know,
Yeah,
it's a
just
lovely bunch. Okay. Jesus.
slow down, buddy.
My God.
Thank you very much. You have a good day.
Cordy's a champ, though. Let's props out to Cordy.
Did you feel it?
Yeah, we still recording? Sweet.
It was kind of trippy because right around then, Iwas was just going off on this whole fish thing and wanting to get into more intricate arrangements.
I kind of took it upon myself to be that guy in the band.
So is this scene based on anything
aggressive, push us forward
in particular?
No.
Rehearse, and then it was like, okay, and we go in and out of these.
Actually, a friend of mine's band, it's a very famous band, they had a rehearsal ritual which was very similar to this.
I'd still kind of
And
be
that's
jamming, but I'd have
where
my
I
flashlight, and
got the notion.
spot it on the guy's
But we
face.
amplified it a bit.
Lights, like the cops use them. Bam! Right in your face. Stop the song and say, okay.
But
I'd say, okay.
I have a feeling when Primus starts playing again, I might have to see if we can partake in some of these tactics. Fascist flashlight rehearsal. We will call it. It'll be on it'll be fascist flashlight Fridays because it'll be a Friday rehearsal.
FFF.
Yes, triple F rehearsal.
You know.
Fascist flashlight Fridays.
That could lead to things.
Yes.
Scary and psychologically scarring
Could lead to
experience.
fist fighting. So now some fancy lighting there. I did that. I threw a little purple gel on there. Did you see that?
It's yes.
A little violet. We call it violet in the film world. Now this is some fat licks right here.
The violet juxtaposes well with the fat licks.
Let's get on with the fat licks right here. See now watch. We're gonna see some good crossover stuff from the Toms.
This is some good crossovers, perhaps during the mom's
There it is.
grooming
Look at that. Look at that crossover. Crossover. That's some fat shit.
They keep crossing over, actually. That's how many crossovers.
You didn't even know what a crossover is.
What are you talking about?
You didn't even know what I was talking about.
Anyway, look at this. I'm watching your crossover.
You've been watching Grateful Dead for all these years.
And
none of those guys are doing any
Rhythm
crossovers.
Devils had a lot of crossovers.
No.
But they had two drummers, so
Don't
they
give
didn't
me
need to
bullshit.
use
You
as
don't even know what a
many
crossover
crossovers.
is.
So they had
You don't even.
They had.
See, look at that. There's some fat hi-hat stuff in it. That's some Jay Lane shit.
Jay Lane definitely had hot crossovers. If you did, they would be fat.
Right. Just let it rest, buddy. You're out of your element.
All right, truly. But the suspenders are very relevant to suspenders.
Well, the thing about suspenders, and people don't remember this about suspenders because it's a very kind of 70s, early 80s thing, and you'll see this momentarily, is it really pulls your pants up and shows off the old bulge. Shows off the old bulgerama.
And even reverse crack at times.
The reverse flat ass. Okay, so there's Macaroni. Sam Macaroni. First time I met Macaroni, I think he was on Blow, and he weighed about 50 pounds less than he does right there.
Probably right.
And he was like Jim Carrey on Blow.
Yeah.
He's on fire. This is actually mellow.
The thing that was in his weed.
This is like a mellow version of him.
He was a weed smoking superhero. Turned Captain Jackson. He turned green and.
Well, there was the weed smoking, but there was I think there was some. I think there must have been some. There was some uppers in there too.
Oh, for sure. Well, there's an on-screen character and an off-screen character, and those were different.
He had an amplified personality for sure, but he's a champ. He kills right here. This is all great stuff.
Yeah, amazing. He kind of takes it to a level extra. You know, takes it one more than you think you'd go. When you watch it with an audience, sometimes I notice people get a little squeamish.
Well, you as a lover of Jerry Garcia, are you getting?
I get a little squeamish, actually. I do. You know.
Can you do?
Jerry, and he's like,
well, I'm glad that guy died. What? Like, what?
There's some crappy lighting.
Oh, fuck him. I'm like,
I don't think I lit that.
He said,
No, that's you didn't have the key.
Jerry died.
No, we had it at this point. But this is Kehoe, and this is Kehoe. I've known Kehoe for a long time. See, we got Shabamo, and I think I've actually seen him do that to people.
Yeah. He nailed it.
You give Kehoe a couple too many beers, and you better watch what you say.
lover of beauty.
Kyle McCullough.
He's a fabulous fellow.
Super.
Too High to Buy Pie. That was my first experience with Kyle at the Sundance. He was pushing his Too High to Buy Pie short film.
It's actually at Lap Dance. And he's moved on from Too High to Buy Pie to be the longest running writer for South Park.
Well, there you go.
Kind of the only permanent.
So go to YouTube and check out Too High to Buy Pie. I bet it's on there.
And if it's not, you can get on the other places, I'm sure.
All right.
Google.
I just was there to say, you know what, brothers, you're going down the right road. You know, let me help you. You got the wheel.
He's
You're
a
driving the
fine
vehicle. Just let
oak wood
me
setting.
be the gas. I want to help you succeed. I want to give back because I see you in me, and you see me in you.
He looks good in
Not a
stripes.
stuck-up guy, you know. He doesn't hang out in the polo lounge or you know.
That was his own shirt. He brought that one.
cocktails with umbrellas sticking out of him or any of that stuff.
The kind of stuff that I do.
You look good with long hair, actually.
I think really connects with people. It's a simple
right.
stuff, but man, you know the vibe that people get off it is pretty heavy.
Well, that's good to know.
John looks good in yoga pants. Really. So John Cordy.
You know,
When undertaking a recording in a
I don't
professional
know.
environment,
I guess that's how you define good. Man, we're running out of vino here.
You know, the key to it all, you know, people.
Okay, so this drum setup scene, the original cut of this film was 4.5 hours long, and if I remember correctly, 45 minutes of it was this drum setup scene.
We have a 45-minute drum sequence. Yes, it was amazing. It was.
And it got trimmed down to whatever it is, 4 minutes or whatever it is now. DW actually, D-Duck back there, actually had, and he's actually my real bass tech, actually had a couple lines in the film, but we had to yank him because
he definitely got cut down a bit. I mean, everybody got cut down a bit. When you have a 4.5 hour cut, you gotta kill some babies.
It's usually worth waiting.
And that snare drum right there, that is a original 70s Black Beauty snare drum that I got at a pawn shop for $70.
As far as studio stuff,
And now we're on to the great Oswald Fritz III. Oswald George Fritz III, that's his name.
Is his real name George?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought that was made up in the film. I thought we were referencing.
No, Oz is himself.
Lowell George, actually, with that.
Whatever. But Oz is a fabulous man.
And he was an inspiration for a song, right?
Yes, Oz is ever floating, Oysterhead. Now this is John Cordy. He spray painted his driver and his shoes for this scene. And somehow we ended up with this Vaseline soft focus porno setup here. I don't know
Tree
what
porn, that's what that
tree
is.
porn. I think we had the wrong lens on. But it's a buddy of mine's golf course. A friend of mine actually has his own golf course in his front yard. And this is it.
Excuse me.
What are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Let it out here.
But see, look at that. I could have gone pro.
You got a nice stroke.
I'm on the dance floor.
I've been stroking since I was a young man.
Now let's pay it off.
Actually, I haven't golfed in quite a long time. This is movie magic.
Sage out here. Maybe I should go back to our car and get some.
Yeah, I don't
This is a great location. They wouldn't let us on any private golf courses or.
Speak for yourself, pal.
Look at this shot. Look at that.
Look at those shoes. Those are wingtips.
I'm genuinely happy for him. I'm happy he had a good time, and deep down, somewhere I had a good time too. I know I got a bit upset. Well, yeah, you know, Lapdog talking a lot while I was putting and saying things in the middle of my backswing. That didn't help.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, he jumped in the lake after this.
He did jump in the lake, but it was he jumped out of frame, so it didn't work. There's my Black Beauty.
I might just redevelop my whole set.
It's nice.
I'm sure there'll be some drum.
And those are the old Gretsch drums that Herb used to play back in the old days. Those are my favorite sounding wooden drums.
The reason I use pictures is
They're
that
from the 80s. They don't make them like that anymore. Now this is Oz going off on the pictures. And this picture actually isn't one of his pictures, but he brings these pictures. I've worked with him. He worked on the Oysterhead thing. He worked on a Primus thing. He's done a bunch of Tom Waits stuff that I've been involved with. And he brings these pictures with him to his sessions. He's he's Oz. He's a real engineer, and he has all these stories. These pictures inspire him. He has all these stories behind these pictures. But this isn't one of his pictures. This is something that we brought in, and he just made up this story on the fly, which was incredible.
Yeah, I thought that this was an old, like, I thought that was his picture and that was all his story.
Yeah, see, you were wrong.
That's crazy.
Cool, you flatten up, huh?
It's Gabby.
Gabby Lala.
Gabby Lala with a non-speaking role, which she was a little frustrated with, but she did it anyway.
I don't know. She was our Silent Bob, man, and it's a huge role to fill. So.
I don't know if I would call her Silent Bob.
She's our Silent Yoko. Would you call her that?
I don't know if I'd call her that either.
Going out and
well, she did a fine job.
for fruit to feed creation.
One of my favorite characters.
And that's what musicians
Besides,
are doing. They're sort of
well,
something's going. You can't tap because it comes through the mic. So
craft,
yeah, put your feet up on the dually.
And trying to go out into the visionary space and bring
all
back
this technical
something
stuff.
nourishing to feed their audience.
See, Oz is just a champ.
What's going on? Lapdog is still setting up the drum. Still? All right. Where's the beer?
They have this really good stuff right here.
Slavik, my favorite Polish man.
This is what you should use. It does really
Very cool Polish man for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like a.
General Hydro, big sponsors in this thing. Actually, the voice of Larry Brook in the very beginning. Well, the narrator is. He's the founder and sole owner of the company General Hydroponics. In fact, he loaned us this recording device, which screwed up on us halfway through, and we had to redo it.
Thanks, Larry, for that. And thanks for this location.
Actually, we're doing this recording in my studio, which is a fabulous, incredible place. But he loaned us this one piece of equipment because we needed it.
Well, this studio is pretty ripping.
Yes, as it should be.
Just like Larry's greenhouse.
See that thing? Cousin Peru. I don't Bolivia. Peru it.
Hey, Skip, can you set that 421 mic on the second direct tone, please?
421? Well, basically my job is to work with Oz, who's like a master.
Dean Bahar.
And now the bass drum mic is a little bit
Fine
far
actor.
away.
Dean Bahar is a champ.
Who's been in every one of the films I produced.
Do you even think you want to use a 112? 'Cause
Recommend casting Dean
well, I wouldn't use a 112.
on anything.
Something
Well,
bigger.
let's just try it, and if it doesn't work, we'll change it.
I mean, I'm a second engineer and fresh out of music school, and you know, it's just a cool experience for me. I mean, I know my stuff. I've taken notes in class. You know, got like a B average and stuff. And I am not gonna mess with your good thing, man. So you tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Okay, that goes on the hi-hat. That's the hi-hat right over there.
Yeah, I know what the hi-hat is, man.
See, the thing about Dean stuff is when Dean's on screen, I think it's totally hilarious. And I've watched this with a few different audiences, and a lot of the things that I'm laughing at, like the hi-hat thing and whatnot, it doesn't go over as well as you know, you have to be a Dean Bahar. You have to know Dean Bahar and be a fan of Dean Bahar to appreciate the subtleties of some of the stuff he does.
He's subtle. He's on the fourth level a lot of times.
Hello.
He doesn't have a large dildo strapped to his head in this film. He's, you know,
It's good.
he's
You
subtle.
guys stoked to be here? Oh, it's incredible. Incredible. Stoked to have you. Stoked to have you.
There's a vibe that I want to send out, and I wanted to bring people in. Like, this is a beehive, and we're making honey. We're making musical honey.
Got one thing to say.
Kyle had actually an amazing audition for this film. Actually, he's auditioned for Drew Shackelford. It was really cool.
You know, that's where the sound's going.
And he grew the beard, especially for this part.
Photographer.
I just want you guys to know I'm just going to be like a fly on the wall here.
And Serena Irwin is a voice of SpongeBob.
She's the voice of Sponge. She's not the voice of
She's a
Sponge.
voice in SpongeBob.
And I'll check the symbols. So we basically just have some tones on the bass drum.
Is this on a track, a recorded track?
No, we haven't.
Well,
actually
when I was
recorded
going through
just,
the hours and hours of footage, I saw a little moment
Just drum
of
sounds?
Just drum sounds.
our good
yeah.
buddy Herschel flirting with
So here it is, guys. The first
Serena.
note.
When he didn't realize the camera was on, he kind of got busted. And then he realized the camera was on, he got a little sheepish. So, a little behind the scene flirtation. Okay, all this stuff in the studio here, it's funny because I remember one of the guys from Lampoon saw the film and couldn't understand why all the scenes in the recording studio sounded like shit. And my whole thing with all of this is I find it incredibly frustrating and somewhat ridiculous that whenever I see a band play in a film, it always sounds pristine, and it's obviously some studio recording. So I wanted... It is what it is. We had the mics going, and that's what it sounds like in a recording studio when you don't have your headphones on and you're listening to the sound of the raw instruments and the amplification and whatnot. And then you get the contrast of when they go into the playback to listen to the playback, and you hear it all polished and whatnot. So,
well, it definitely captured that rawness.
Yes.
The thing about poetry is so beautiful is really not the words on the page, but it's how you read it. It's how you use your poetry voice. But
now this is all Adam being a champ.
Even the pleasure pleased, unworthy,
Yeah,
disliking here and
this
there.
was early morning.
This was turning him loose in a bookstore and saying, "Go."
Yeah, at about 9 a.m. he was busting this stuff out.
Poetry, vegetarian suppers. Take any
Should
part
caught
of
the
any
morning light
we
there. It's
like
great lighting.
pancakes,
Yes.
Not only for breakfast, but for supper to occasion. Pillowy and light, these golden cakes are delicious with dabs of sour cream and a favorite of our cuisine.
Day 3 in the studio. We have yet to actually record an actual track, but I came back in here today. I burned some sage. I do want to try and move
Recorded
my
it in the
setup
Pocket Studios in
so that I
Forestville.
feel more in tune with the band.
Which was
I
a
want
nice
to
place
rotate
to
this
be
just
shooting.
a little bit clockwise, okay?
This way?
Yeah.
I don't
just a
think
little
people
bit,
care.
Okay?
Yeah, you know, just say,
Yeah, I got it.
1, 2,
that's where we did it.
Well, Greg was cool. It was very cool of him to let us do all this mayhem within the studio. And there's Herschel cutting his hand. Now, originally we had Herschel going through all kinds of things. If you see, there's a Band-Aid on the side of his neck. He got bit by some. In the original script, he got bit by some crazy critter in that
There's
room,
the
or
original script.
or some in the original outline. He was supposed to be bitten by some critter, or something. Basically, there was some entity supposedly haunting that room. That was the whole notion. But it was long. It was part of the 4.5 hours that got trimmed down, and it really wasn't that funny.
And it was haunted.
But if you wonder why he's got a Band-Aid on the side of his neck, it's because there was a whole thing that we played out that he got bit by something. And they thought it was a brown recluse spider, and he was going to lose all his toes, so they sent him off to the hospital.
Oh, that got cut.
That all got cut.
Did you see what I mean by like the bass was like a little bit behind? You notice that?
There's just some things like that that just kind of make me laugh
The
in
bass
this
was
movie that are...
behind it. It just seemed like the drums were dropping a little bit, you know.
Some parts of those fills kind of sound like you fell down the stairs a little bit.
Well, that was sort of syncopation. You ever hear
Right.
syncopation? The main thing, tell me if I'm wrong, Oz, but as long as the drums are correct, this is a good take. You don't think that you guys could just dub your parts over the top?
I don't think it's us guys. This is our first record. This is the first song on the first record. We gotta make a statement.
Right.
You know what,
When we
Gordo?
open up that door, we gotta make that statement.
You know what? You only make your first record once.
Yeah.
Notice how I'm sporting the leather fanny packs. I'm bringing that look back.
Yeah, it did
The
go out of
fanny
style,
pack,
actually.
the fanny
Yeah.
pack, very functional bit of fashion. Very functional.
Certainly is. I definitely rocked a fanny pack in the late 80s, early 90s when I was out there.
It needs to come back because it was a very functional piece of fashion.
It's like a salad, man. If
I
we
think,
have all
yeah,
the
it's
pieces
got
of
it's got
salad,
potential.
they go together, and
I don't think it has any potential at all, but
With,
it was a functional piece of fashion. A lot of times
yeah.
fashion has nothing to do with function.
Well,
That was a good functional fashion.
You need one for maybe a cell phone in your iPod now or your iPhone. You need an iPhone, something kind of fanny pack, right?
Quit banging on the thing. It's making it coming through the
Hey, bro, it's
speaker.
day 4, and we've been recording Burning Man.
You just
for
don't
about
get this
3
whole
days
all this
now,
technical
which-
stuff.
all the audio
It's a
stuff
long
is
time, but
so
if you
confusing.
think about it, the actual event, Burning Man, it's a week, 7 days. So from that perspective, we are actually ahead of the game.
Got my best head shirt on.
Yeah, that,
Rocking that fat ride symbol that I got from Mike Borden. That's the exact same ride symbol that John Bonham used. And I got that from Mike Borden. That was his high school ride symbol. Mike Borden, Faith No More, Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, see, I was kind of missing that reference actually.
Okay. It's because you were watching the Grateful Dead.
I liked the Grateful Dead in the 80s. I kind of dropped out and actually I didn't get back into any mainstream music until.
See, Faith No More, dude, that was your local. That's your San Francisco sound.
They were before my. I got back into music. When the Primus and the Beastie Boys got in the high gear. I miss Faith No More. I missed Mr. Bungle too.
Well, you missed out.
What are you talking about? The bass is fucking all fucked up, dude.
Yeah, the bass has a noise on it. Sorry, it's gonna have to be redone.
There's nothing we can do.
So wait a minute, we can't just dub it? We can't dub it? So I know the bass was a little behind.
Yeah, it was behind.
What?
It was.
No, you'd have to do the whole thing again, unfortunately.
What, the bass wasn't fucking behind, man. What are you fucking guys talking about? Just because some fucking mic cable goes out, you like fucking blame it at me. I got this chick over here taking pictures of me all the time. I don't even know who this person is. Like, invading the space of our studio.
Wait,
I mean, it's just the way it is right
part
now.
of the team. She's documenting
what we're doing here, man.
She's here. I mean, I don't know what she's doing.
You gotta admit, this whole scene really played well. These guys. I gave them a bit of direction that this is the storyline. We need you to have this conflict over this microphone or bass cable or whatever the hell it is screwing up, and they really ran with it. They did a good job.
I did.
Sitting there like a fucking fat ass
It's almost ultimate. I mean, we could almost done it in one. Half ultimate.
We're working here together, you guys.
Semi-ultimate.
Dude, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I swear to God, I'm trying.
Ordo, don't walk out.
So I don't know if you realize it, but your character kind of comes off as kind of gay. Did you notice that? Come on, guys, we're working together. We're working together here. I was. Come on.
I could have taken it more gay if you wanted.
Did you take it gay, or did it just kind of come off? I mean, I'm not.
Well, I'm
not homophobic or anything.
I am wearing a pink shirt, but
You just kind of come off as. I don't want to say. Okay, I won't say you're coming off as gay. You're coming off as effeminate. How's that?
Well, I'm not rocking.
You got some Charles Nelson Riley going. Look at that. Come on.
But yeah, no, right there. Oh, but this is a man-on-man scene for sure, right here. There's no question.
That's a horrible thought.
It's been suggested a time or two.
That is a horrible thought. You and Kyle, man-on-man scene.
Yeah.
What's Bob have to say here?
To see if they could straighten.
Bob's a champ.
He's still wife.
I do a lot of group therapy.
All right, Bucky. That's my brother-in-law.
On social.
Fine player.
Yes.
Fine player.
He is a.
It comes about
He teaches drama at UCLA, and he is a theater director down in Southern California.
And he was a big influence on the roots of this film.
Yes, because originally I was talking about doing this as a stage production with his company, Buffalo Nights.
I couldn't name any other songs, but that was great stuff.
So, and then it turned into a film after I talked to Stoningham.
Have there been some attacks going on?
This is one of my favorite lines in the whole movie right here.
Yeah, there has been. I mean, May yesterday was absolutely. I mean, I felt like Hitler at Waterloo yesterday. I mean, I was
actually day before.
Right there, Hitler at Waterloo. It's funny because that's a barometer because.
No, it's true. Not
and
every
when
audience has gotten that.
depending on the audience, you can tell where they're coming from because you've got these four guys basically. You've got You know, you've got your pseudo intellectual who is Iwas with his jokes like Hitler at Waterloo. You've got your, you know, yoga uber spiritual guy. You've got your beer drinking, you know, Cheech and Chong-esque guy in Gordo. And you've got the lapdog character who's this sort of nerdy, you know it all guy who, you know, like watches Mythbusters. And it's interesting to see how different audiences react to the different commentary of each character. And I find that it's funny to see who reacts. The barometer is that Hitler at Waterloo joke.
That's a barometer. But I kind of find you like different characters with different viewings, strangely, you know? Just like certain characters kind of shine. I mean, I've watched it way too many times, of course, but...
Yeah, we should shut it off right now, because...
But, you know...
we have watched it way too many times.
But certain times, you know, the subtleties of, you know, a Herschel Brillstein moment comes off more than other times.
I've been looking at a boat to buy a boat. I'm not saying this is...
And Dr. Bucky, though.
Dr. Bucky's a champ. I think there should be... I was talking to him about this. There should be a whole...
I just think this is going to really help the room. It's going to help...
series done on just Dr. Bucky.
Yeah, doing lots of different rock. Dr. Bucky, rock.
Dr. Bucky.
Rock Doc.
Doc of the celebrity.
That could be good.
It'd be great. He's good.
The two of you swapping spaces will help eliminate some of the...
And I'll tell you what, this whole sage thing, I really don't like the smell of burning sage. I remember years ago, Todd Huth's wife was burning some sage at his house, and I couldn't breathe. I actually could not breathe. And I said, what the hell's that stuff for? And he was like, well, it's, you know, it's supposed to ward off evil spirits. And I couldn't breathe. I was like flipping out, and he just started laughing. He's like, maybe you're an evil spirit. And he was kind of serious.
Oh, the old evil spirit Claypool. Well, you know, he's been already people have been giving him.
Okay, this is a champion line right here too.
Sage.
Okay. Can we make a record now?
The great thing about Herschel is he would just drop these nuggets at us. And if you watch Adam right here, he's got his fingers in his mouth because he's trying not to laugh.
I mean, there was no forewarning for that at
No,
all.
he just drops this bomb on us.
And
Adam had to leave frame because he was laughing.
It was hard. Behind the scenes, we were biting our fists.
Can I be perfectly honest? I just, you know, I know...
Messed up. That's where a script would have come in handy. But we wouldn't have came up with that.
Exposing myself. I mean, you know, I don't have a small penis, but if I did, it'd be difficult for me to talk to him about it, and it would really be difficult for me to reveal that sort of information. You know, to somebody named.
I like how I'm talking about I don't have a small penis, and there's this big phallus like sticking out right in front of my lap, right there.
You know, when I think of Bucky,
That's amazing symbolism, metaphor.
Yes, yes. So look at that. That's some Kubrick shit right there.
Yeah, it's a serious Kubrick shit. That's.
You got called Bucky?
Yeah, and it's something that I...
You have buck teeth?
Yeah, my teeth were maybe sticking out a little more than other people.
What they say?
Yeah, they were like that. I'd actually appreciate it.
Talk funny too?
Maybe you shouldn't do that actually, because that now you're kind of striking.
It was cute. We used to call Bucky.
I remember this scene when we were shooting it.
Hey, whistle too.
Because we did it in like 1 or 2 takes, if I remember correctly. I think we did this whole part in 1 take.
We did. I remember kind of wanting to try it a few more times.
But I remember just I was trying so hard just to reel it in because it just kept spinning out of control, going off on these tangents. And that's why I kept talking about, you know, as my character, as the lapdog, I kept trying to reel it back like this right here. Come on, guys, you know, blah, blah, blah. I just kept trying to reel it all back in.
I love May Pang. She's a sweetheart. You know,
she's pretty cute too.
I say we
And we conjured up the police in this scene earlier.
It's just the 4 of us.
Maybe set the table for their reunion.
This is my
Team Apricot.
This is what I think. We just don't talk
I think you're doing some stretching there, buddy.
Maybe.
Can I get I gotta get another cup of coffee. Dude, swear to God,
That tastes good, man.
Did you see his sweater?
Yeah, it was like...
That was like Cosby show.
I liked all the Cosby references.
Just got the news.
We had a good Cosby payoff.
Guys, we have been confirmed for Festeroo. 2nd day, 3rd stage, opening slot. Thank you very much. We'll take it. We're on our way.
Yeah, I think Apricot getting a Slaughter Fest.
That's a big shiny head you got there, buddy.
Yeah, we did no makeup in this film, so it's all real shine.
I think
for sure.
you have to look.
See, if we'd had makeup, I would have had more shine. I'm a fan of the shine. I'm not into this dull. You know, you see all these, especially with HD now. You watch all these shows where all these guys are made up and they just their heads just look orange, and it stops like right behind their jowl. You know, this line of orange. Here's our fat montage.
And here now sounds all good again. So you had to go through like the crappy part to get to the good part. That's
what are you talking about? It's all subjective. Some people like, you know, they like their blemishes.
Most people, you know, the layman, would like to hear finished track.
Yeah? Is that why you went to so many Grateful Dead shows?
Well,
they know finished track going on there. There's some blemishes going on.
Yes. You definitely take your blemishes with your victories for sure. There are more victories, I guarantee you.
I don't want to, impose any of my ideas, but have you considered kind of looking to group therapy and therapists as a way in for some lyric ideas?
Nah. See, it's like a polyrhythmic thing. I use these three fingers. It's like if you felt my fingers, they're like, it's like leather, you know. It's like a baseball mitt right there. It's really tough.
Well,
give us your moves, man.
I don't really have any moves. I just
I'll
let you do that.
Crossover.
Hey man, what's up?
What's up, dude?
How's it going?
No, just full fuel, you know.
Here's our shameless plug.
Shameless plug with the Dead Track T-shirt that
No.
actually
God
won.
bless the Rockstar Energy drink because it helped us make this damn movie.
They were huge. I feel like we definitely really plugged them back. You know, I felt we gave them their money's worth.
Savvy magic in here, and it's like, you know.
Well, I'm sure they'll let us know.
We on the road too, so.
Cool, man.
You want another rock star?
I'm good. I'm good.
Too much rock star for you? Yeah. Okay. Talk to you later.
Team Bahar, champion.
Billy's happy second with Cousin Artie. Granny's got a henna tattoo. Granddad's blowing that didgeridoo.
Hey, finger sandwiches, guys? Yeah, I made them.
I actually made those finger sandwiches.
Yeah?
That was my work.
Well, there you go. That's some fine producing.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, man.
This is one of my favorite scenes.
It's a good scene.
Yeah. Heard you guys are doing Festeroo.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, these have this.
It's funny because when we were editing this thing, we would laugh our asses off every time.
You guys are going on the road?
He's like, whoa! But I find that it's not a big... People don't get that excited about it in the theater.
I don't know. For me, it's all about the bear hug line. That gets me. I don't know if...
Well, that doesn't do anything for me.
I'm not trying to be... Say, hey.
Yeah, see, that's...
In fact, I
makes
tried to
interesting.
slice it out, remember?
You did. See, I'm glad I fought for the bear hug, personally.
Yeah, there you go.
If people don't like it, they can
Cool. All right.
F off.
Okay, nice man.
All right.
What you guys want to take a little meeting here?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't make a big deal of this, right? That Skippy dude.
Sure.
He's kind of tripping me out a little bit.
What do you mean?
I mean, he wants to go on tour and everything.
He's
It's
just
cool.
a
I mean, don't
Or
make
he
me
wants
feel.
to go to Festeru?
Yeah, he's like
A little too eager
Oh,
beaver.
yeah, that's
you know?
understandable,
I mean,
but-
He walking in on me when I'm taking a piss in the bathroom. He's all like, "Hey man, I want to be a roadie." And it's like, "Hey."
You came in on purpose?
Yeah, I mean, I'm, you know,
Your bathroom,
yeah,
right?
I'm using the can, and he's like, you know.
I know exactly what to say. It's cool.
Skippy's cool.
So,
he's
yeah,
cool
don't
dude.
worry about it.
All right.
We'll rope him in real
We'll
now.
stop with cool.
I just had a couple of guys came up to me.
Set up
and,
for Kyle's
there's just been a small
ultimate
complaint about Skip.
contribution for the
we
movie,
just need
the
to rope him in
firing.
a little bit. He's kind of hustling a little too hard and just getting in people's space.
Kyle can really be a cock, I'll tell you.
know,
He's
an elite and, you know,
he's
just
like
kind of invading
his
space.
contribution to South
It's
Park
weird
is
and
that
he-
he's
and, you know, he's been
fiery
talking to
and
some
can
guys
cause
about
lots of
going towards
controversy
Festeru.
and
And
definitely
He wants to go on
Yeah.
tour for Festaru.
He wants
Brawl,
to be our roadie
verbally.
on
I got,
for
yeah, no,
Festaru,
okay,
so.
you know what, I'll work.
It's no big deal.
No,
Okay.
no, I got it. I know how to. Skip's my guy. I know how to handle him. He
Right.
wants to go on tour. That's yeah.
We're not trying to make a big
okay.
deal. It's just
I know exactly. He's my guy. I know how to handle him. Yeah, no, I
we didn't want to.
Damn it. Skip! You, me, talk now.
I'll talk. You want to talk right
My
now?
kids were here for the shooting of this scene,
You want to talk right here. You want to talk
and I
right
remember
here.
them commenting to me afterwards how
Okay,
See why
here.
not, might
All
as
right.
well just talk
Here's
about
what we're
it.
going to talk about. I just
the
was talking to
language
Don.
that
Don
they
says,
were
you
privy
want
to
you guys
hearing
call
was
me a guitar tech, a drum tech, or some
a bit
sort of
more
shit.
intense than
Talk about
anything
what
they'd
you wanna get rolling.
experienced thus far.
True or not?
And it's been their arguing point as to why they can't see an R-rated movie,
Because they've seen this.
because they were there for the shooting of this whole thing.
No, I remember just knowing how Kyle was like fiery gentleman. And
Well, it wasn't
seeing
Kyle. It was this. So it was more Dean.
Dean too, but
I'm just saying it was more Dean that's caused the.
I'm just saying we should have shipped your kids out
Working magic with these guys.
from
What are you
this.
talking
They wish
about?
they should have been further away from this.
They're fine. It's
With the
no big
fucking
deal.
I'm
band
worried.
is me, because I'm the fucking magic man. End of fucking story. You're trying to brown nose your fucking way in. I'm the go-to guy.
That's not
guess what?
brown nosing,
Guess
dude.
what, motherfucker? Go to your fucking home, because you're fucking fired. Step. It's over.
See, the amazing thing about Dean is he actually conjures up moisture in the corners of his eyes and whatnot for all this stuff, which is pretty incredible.
Well, he can cry on camera with the right amount of prep time. He can really real tears.
And then, of course, this is Oz's actual vehicle, and the fan belt noise and whatnot is not dubbed on. It's his
couldn't-
real vehicle.
We couldn't have gotten a sound effect that good. I don't think. You know.
I
we tried.
have. He hasn't heard the last of me. I worked my ass off for that guy. My ass. Fuck you, Drew.
Classic.
It's hard to watch even sometimes. And poor bastard.
You hear that? That's a big fuck you, buddy.
Champion. Fat licks going on right there.
Cosby sweater.
Cosby sweater's gone. What are you talking about?
Let's see. Let's replace the Cosby sweater with the tie-dyed Cosby sweater.
There we go.
Dude, that's it. That's it.
Did you hear my drums? They were
Dude,
ripping
you're
there at the end.
nailing
Did you hear
it.
that?
I think we found a rainbow. I think I listened today to one of the most beautiful rainbows that I've heard in a long time. And I think part of the thanks should go to Dr. Lefkowitz, man, for just bringing this together.
Right on,
Make
dude.
this all
Yeah,
feel
Dr.
right.
Black. It was my
and make it
pleasure.
all right, dude.
It's good to be part of the team.
Dude,
Team.
appreciate it, man. Sorry about all that stuff, sweater stuff.
We come out on the other side, right?
You know, he was able to really get into the groove here, became part of our family.
Drew, I wasn't sure about this whole thing, and I just, hey, you were right, so.
Using physics have, well, I mean, the reality is you make your first record once, right? Seriously. It's like,
So what was the story with this guitar? Something about it's a toilet seat guitar? Is that one of the?
That's one of Charlie Deal's toilet seat guitars, who recently passed away, and he was sort of a mayor of Mill Valley. Quite an influential character.
We wouldn't be here.
And
without you.
yeah, he went down the same years as Sweetwater and Village Music. But his guitars live on for sure.
But I'm happy, dude. It was a good finish. It was a wild ride. Next step, Festaru.
The camaraderie amongst musicians remains unchanged, as with minstrels of ages past, following well-worn roads to musical fulfillment.
talk about Route 66. Well, I'll tell you something right now. I'm alive, ain't no jive. We're cruising on up Highway 5. Highway 5, take a look at that.
Hey, man.
Hang on to your hat.
I'm so excited about Festaru. I actually need to do
El
more
Monte
meditating
RV.
every day than I usually do.
This is my space. I need my
Yeah?
world where I can meditate. Make love to myself.
What the hell does that mean?
Sexual, but it's love.
We got, what, 6, 7 guys on this thing? And slowly the motorhome is becoming the odor home, if you know what I'm saying.
Look at all that tie-dye in hair, baby. Nothing but tie-dye in hair.
Well, this, of course, was our infamous drive up to the festival that was canceled a half hour before we got there. So that was joyous.
Yeah, that was one of our many kick in the nuts. We were like 3 hours away, and then canceled on us.
We were a half an hour away.
We were we were like near Eugene. It was in Portland.
We were pretty damn close when it got canceled. It was a half hour before the gates were supposed to open. It was somehow half hour sticks in my head as being a moment of this sucks.
It was definitely short notice. Definitely short notice. I heard 2,000 people still showed up for that festival, and like they just kind of had a big drum circle or something for 2 days.
Well, there you go.
I swear to God, if I had a nickel for every idiot that I see on the road, I'd be a rich man. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Learn how to drive, asshole. Jesus Christ.
You know, we weren't supposed to be on this RV. We were supposed to get
So watch Oz. People don't realize, but if you watch Oz in the background, this is
they
incredible.
took to the Festaru for their first appearance. It's called Bussy, and I had it totally lined up, but I broke down in Ojai, so I had to just go to El Monte RV and.
I don't know what's prompting him to do what he's doing.
Now, where'd he get that
He's
lay?
just got his lay on, just throws his glasses on. What the hell? And that's just Oz being Oz.
Yeah, we gotta just kind of cruise through town a little bit.
This is Earth Dance, who saved our ass after the Oregon Festival canceled. So thanks to them, the old Earth Dancers.
Yeah, this one up here.
In Laytonville.
This is the one. All right, so here we are.
This festival actually takes place on Wavy Gravy's hog farm.
We're
Good old
checking in,
Wavy.
We're gonna start camping and we're gonna get ready for the gig.
This is a very symbolic thing because the gates of Festaru here, you know, we're here.
There's a big ass blur.
Look at that.
Look at that goddamn thing. Wow. Jesus Christ. I wonder who the hell didn't give us clearance for that.
I don't know.
Magic tattoos, electric apricot.
You know, I've always wanted to get a tattoo of a battleship
That's
on my
ridiculous.
chest.
Yeah, ridiculous. We're still waiting to hear back from their attorneys.
Remember, like, they talked about
Yeah,
free love in the 60s?
I've been hearing that for a long time.
This festival's like, it's totally the same thing, like free love, except for now it's not free. Like a guy like
You know,
me,
these guys are
guys
actually in
bopping
a,
chicks.
this
But it's cool when
Japanese
guys like you
jam
come to this
band. I'm
festival and destroy
forgetting
chicks.
their
I
name,
think
but
that's
they were on the High Sierra
That's
Belt
why I
for
love this
2005, and they actually ripped it up.
They're awesome. You haven't got any yet? See, that's why you gotta hang with us, dude.
This guy's name's Jamie Janover, and
I've never heard of electric apricot.
he's
Actually,
been
let me
quite a
try again.
force
I've
in the
never heard of
scene.
electric apricot.
And this guy,
I say apra.
Who the hell's this guy?
he's done a few things.
Mike was cool. It was very cool of him to
Well, let's see.
do this
First
for
of
us.
all,
And he said some
who's the
interesting, poignant things. And the entire time he spoke, he fed his face, which
he wanted to eat, and there was a fine plate of food in front of him, so that worked out.
I mean, the reason that the one redeeming value is the corn, because it's better than any other festival's corn, and I love that. Brought me here.
he can chow some corn. Look at him go.
He's a corn lover for sure.
Quite an appealing, evocative gaze, if you ask me.
There's a corn lover.
Not beer. They're all types at Festaru. All types. Tall, big, small.
So like on that one side of your mouth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there you
Like
go.
this?
This was kind of cutting between Earth Dance and High Sierra. Those are the two festivals where we did a lot of our shooting. Actually, all of
Dude,
it.
you're giving away the magic.
Killing the movie magic.
Killing the magic.
The combo, like, I guess some kind of weird pink color. It was for Saturday. And then I
That's
have
where
my
audio commentaries do that sometimes.
No.
I don't think that's going to help, dude.
I can't eat. Stop.
Alright,
Stop.
well,
I can't eat.
this
Stop.
You have to
part
enhance the magic.
will be cut.
Grilled, can't eat grill.
Enhance the
Caesar,
magic.
Caesar can't eat Caesar.
Why?
Right now,
This
all I
blur's
can eat is
killing my movie magic, I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
wheatgrass so far. I found one place that sells wheatgrass, and
This
one
is a
place
great
that
line.
sells
It's one of my
like
favorite
these
lines
rocks
of the film.
that you can like put them in cinnamon. You can lick them. So I'm kind of hungry, dude.
And that was right after they had abused this woman who was selling corn dogs.
She was pissed off.
Which didn't make it into the film. She wouldn't sign the release, right?
Nope.
She
did not sign the release.
Yeah. Because they were asking about what was in the corn dogs, and she just wasn't having it. And then, of course, Gordo went off on her and started talking about how there were vaginas, cow vaginas, and assholes in the corn dogs.
You will not be seeing any corn dogs. That was bad.
Oh, thank you, man.
I love the way you
This was
played
good.
that Slingerland kit. I like how you got the tuning was really open. You're getting all that.
These guys were
ring
awesome.
resonance. I mean, that's just.
As much as you can.
Warren fucking hands.
He's another master.
You kind of got like the bottom thing going, but I also were you ever in like Cozy Pal? I mean, I kind of get
Love Cozy
like
Pal.
get like a Cozy Pal.
The Jeff Beck stuff he did, especially.
I remember.
I was talking some drum shit here.
Yeah, I didn't even know who Cozy Powell was before this film.
Well, see, you've lived a shallow life. Cozy Powell was a champ.
That's now I know. Now I know. Thanks to Lapdog and Matt.
Nice to meet you. How do you do? I'm doing pretty
Now,
I'm a big
Warren was amazing in this thing because
You got a second? I can ask you a couple questions.
he actually has some skills. I think
Phil Collins. I don't know what happened to that.
I would,
guy. He's such a great drummer. I don't know
if
why.
we continue on with this filmmaking, I would easily cast Warren in something other than being Warren. Because he's got some skills. He's good.
Most people run their preamp
He was amazing.
hot, and I don't run mine very hot. So it gives it more bottom end at low preamp.
I see that because you got all the tone right there.
Thanks for taking the time to talk. I know you got a lot of things.
Quite all right. Gordo? You say it's
Gordo.
It's nice to meet you, Gordo.
Hey, pleasure. Hey, do you like to go to the zoo? Do you go to the zoo?
I don't go often.
Do you like to feed the ducks in the park?
I'm not a big duck feeder.
I like ducks.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. You can screw my girlfriend if you want to. She's totally down. Dude.
Yeah. I probably would feel too guilty. I'm married and she's your girlfriend,
okay. All right.
But I appreciate the offer. I mean, it's probably, it's coming from your heart. He was okay. It's kind of weird, He offered me to sleep with his girlfriend. Something about ducks and feeding ducks, and I don't know. Maybe he's a little high or something.
I just was a fucking total dipshit.
I think you're overreacting.
No, dude.
I think you're totally overreacting.
I'm not.
Dude,
I'm sitting there telling him, dude, he can sleep with my girlfriend. What the fuck is that, dude?
You don't
Where
even
does
have
that
a
come
girlfriend.
from? I'm trying to tell you, dude. Where the fuck is that coming from? Oh, man.
I don't think it's as bad as you think.
No, it's the fucking nightmare. It's
I
the
got to
worst
meet
day of my
Matt
whole entire fucking life. It's supposed to be the best day ever. Feed the ducks.
What are you talking about, Matt?
I asked him if he wanted to go feed the fucking ducks.
What does that mean?
I don't know. He was walking away. I wanted to talk to him. I didn't know what the fuck.
About ducks? I don't get it. I mean,
I don't know what to say, dude. I didn't know what to say. I just was fucking. I turned into a blithering idiot ass.
This is some classic thespianic interaction between two mighty acting warriors.
It's pretty intense. An intense day.
There's some ass crack.
That's some intense ass crack.
This was an intense day. It seemed like the studio stuff seemed to be the smoothest running stuff we did. Everything else was just continuous torture and Murphy's Law. Here's Alert Alon busting some music for us.
Yeah, who knew Lurk was a beat scientist? I mean,
I knew Laura was a beat scientist.
Tell Cincinnati dance a pig. He's Barnyard Mr. Pig.
Busting some moves.
There's some moves. Cordy was busting some moves out there.
Cordy was macking. That guy is like, women love that guy.
He's a chick magnet. What can
He
you
was
say?
the Mac Daddy. It was incredible.
That's my favorite part of the whole movie right there.
That is?
Yeah.
And why?
I can't even say.
This is my favorite part.
That's what I-
Nothing like a big hefty man ass to.
That's it's pretty amazing a part.
It's amazing what a handful of beers will get somebody to do on film.
Yeah, we were fortunate that day.
We were very fortunate to have beer. Because Mr. Kehoe,
Thank goodness for those.
his level
Lagunitas
of
sponsors.
championship goes up even higher when you give him a few beers. So I love this. Most people don't notice this, but this big old gob of slobber that he's got on the pillow.
I noticed that was one of my pillows actually.
I remember when he gobbed that out on there. He's like, "Okay, here, now shoot me." I was like, "Oh man."
I mean, he always disappears, man. It's just. I'm not really
He was
tripping
getting
on
pretty
it.
hammered, I'll tell you that
He was
right now.
definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him that lit in a while.
Well, he was all tripped out because, he went up to Warren Haynes and just said all this crazy shit. But the camera guys said that they stumbled across him, and he was passed out and he was nude.
That's Gordo. It's cool, dude. We got a lot of time. He'll show up. He always shows up.
I think the Festeru is festering, not
Well, there's Uber Champ.
a disease-ridden
Wavy gravy.
kangaroo, but
Flavor of ice cream.
of
He's a good man, Wavy.
and some of the
He's a,
lords
yeah.
of jelly.
That was my first time meeting him.
I've known him for a while. All my interaction with him has always been really good. He's a good man, big heart.
Certainly a one-take wonder.
I kind of evolved.
Got a little Mike Franny going in the background.
With the Grateful Dead, and so Jam is my middle jelly.
Fun is fun, and we all
Who
know
else
how
just
it
rolls
is,
with
but
a giant fish?
This is kind of crazy, guys. We might have to do it without him.
We're gonna have to do it without him.
What's the word here? You guys?
What's the word with you?
Nothing. I goose eggs. I haven't found a thing.
We're gonna have to play, man. We're just gonna have to do it. What do you think? Should we
So the one thing that people don't realize and won't realize unless it's pointed out is at this point in the game, this was us scrambling to get our final scene because we'd already been blown out of a festival that got canceled at the last minute. We go to do this Earth Dance Festival. The night before we do the Earth Dance Festival, we do a scene with Kehoe, which we will see later on in the film, where he ended up hurting his heel and could not walk. He actually could not walk. And was not going to do any more scenes with us because he could not walk. And we begged and pleaded and got him to come out and do this one scene with us where he walks out on stage. Otherwise, there was a good possibility we were going to just have to write him out at the end of the movie.
Which would have been a major.
Which would have been a major change in what we ended up having here.
But fortunately, it all just played into his.
Fortunately, we rallied him.
Amazing march out on the stage,
which, as you will see here, is appears to be a fine bit of acting, but is actually him in a great deal of pain right there.
That's pain.
He's in total pain, coming out to
But
play
that's-
some music, and we coaxed him, and of course gave him more beer, and got him to do it.
I think he's just a method actor, and he purposely hurt himself the night before.
Yeah, you think so?
A wondrous magical place.
Well, there he is.
Where like-minded
That
individuals
looks slightly influenced by painkillers too, but
playa
I don't remember how we eventually. I think there was beer involved. Though beer is usually a pretty good motivator.
We haven't talked about this song, Burning Man, yet?
Burning Man?
It's just, you know, the ultimate performance of their band's anthem.
Yeah, the ultimate performance of Burning Man. Fine, fabulous.
Came together.
Hey, are you going to Burning Man?
And it was everything to get him to stand up for the whole everything, too.
Doing it.
Definitely. And, you know, actually, to his credit, I think he really ripped it up. I think he captured that quintessential Gordo moment, despite his pain.
But what makes this scene work more than anything is
He was singing
all of
something
the
electric with his guitar that
extras we were able to get into it to really show the essence of the jam audience from the perspective of the guy standing on stage. At least on the, what is it, the third or fourth stage, the remnant stage? Early in the day when most people are still camped out, working out the issues from the night before.
Yeah, it can be tough. Fortunately, it was not too hot. A lot of times that's the heat of the day when it's just what's left to be standing out there.
Well, you should know.
You should know.
Amazing Larry's got a master plan.
What's strange is some of these scenes where people are dancing and whatnot. I run into these people every now and again, and because I've watched these scenes over and over in the editing room,
absolutely unbelievable. People were staring.
I recognize them, but I don't know from where.
Touchdown, payday. Well, I don't want to say payday.
And every now and again, I put the pieces together, and I'm able to get it. But
Are you going to Burning Man? Hey, are you going to Burning Man? Hey, are you going to Burning Man?
there's some fat Stuart. That's my Stuart Copeland look right there.
Hey, are you going to Burning Man? 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 Hey, are you going to Burning Man?
So this just sums it all up right here. That guy that kind of reminded me of you.
Guy's pretty rad. You gotta admit.
Are you just saying that because I said he reminds me of you?
No, I actually think.
You really think he's rad?
I'm pretty stoked on that.
How you doing? How you feeling?
It was good. Everyone played really, really well. I was really impressed.
slayed 'em.
Gordo was just amazing. Laugh was amazing. Herschel, I mean, I was proud to be in this band.
We came, we saw, we conquered. Why not have a little fun?
I think from here, onward and upward for the apricot.
Turned and looked, and there was Gordo, man.
We only rocked Festival once.
You know, we were ready to go.
We're going to rock it next year.
We were ready to go.
I want to close the toast. The toast to us. Festaru. Sweet.
Hey, hey!
Hip hip hooray.
Yeah, what a day, man. Festaru. We came, we saw, we pulled it off somehow, and yeah, wow. My head's kind of spun from the whole thing, you know.
So what happened to you?
I was in the woods and I was sleeping and I was naked. I was woken up by this voice and I looked up, you guys. And Jerry
That's an
was
amazing
standing
look.
up.
Yep.
Sure.
Jerry. He came to me.
You know, he's been so fixated on Jerry Garcia for so many years. I guess it was bound to happen. Whether or not it's real or not, I mean, you know, he didn't see Jerry Garcia. He's probably talking to a squirrel.
I think he wanted to see Jerry Garcia.
And he's talking to me, but his mouth isn't moving.
Jerry was?
What do you about that with Jerry? What the hell are
Dude,
you
what
talking
you?
about?
But dude,
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I've never seen you play like you played today. I've never seen that. That was incredible.
Yeah, dude, you saved
You know,
the show,
we've been
man. I
around
really
the
think you
horn.
did.
You gotta admit the overalls is a good look.
Here and here.
It's coming back. That's still Uncle Joe from Petticoat Junction.
There's a train
Petticoat Junction.
Do you remember Petticoat Junction?
Nope.
There's Uncle Joe, he's moving mighty slow at the junction. Petticoat Junction.
The Cube, you know, he's one of our biggest fans. He brought us a tray of brownies.
You know, those happy brownies. Hey, our work is done.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Let's have a little fun.
so ready, man.
You guys better get in while you can fit in, because if I hit that tray, it's gonna be gone, man.
We have to get out of here tonight because we have to get this RV back. Otherwise, we have to pay another day rental.
In the process of documenting Electric Apricot, our young filmmaker has caught a glimpse of enlightenment.
Oh, I got it. We're cool. Yeah, this is cool right here. So, what happened to those brownies?
Gordo ate them.
Dude, he ate all those brownies.
The true revelation of enlightenment is the discovery that life is a never-ending journey to a destination that is never actually reached.
He's gonna be totally gone.
Dude, he is gone. He's passed out.
Unexpectedly, while
It's
reaching
pretty
for
amazing that a
enlightenment,
lot of this stuff we did
duality of
here,
existence
there
is
was no
unveiled.
voiceover. I mean, obviously there's a narrator, but all the other stuff was us just driving around talking shit. That's pretty amazing. We were able to
I'm doing all right,
get it all
officer.
to
Doing all right.
work.
We just came from the Festeroo.
Surprising might be more
down the road.
appropriate word than amazing. And there's Officer McFlounce. Flounce and Fred. Flounce and Fred is recognizable
You know, they're
for
making
anyone
they're
who's
making a document. We just played the
watched Primus videos over the years. He's appeared in
making
quite
a
a few of them.
They're making a documentary to put the cameras
He's stirring the cheese in the Jerry Was a Race Car Driver video with his shirt off.
California.
And he's the strong man in the Mr. Crinkle video.
He's referenced in songs.
He's referenced in songs. He's one of my oldest, dearest friends. He used to have a big afro in high school.
I can't imagine him with an afro at all. He's an amazing cop. People think he's a real cop.
Yeah, well, look at him. There he goes. And that's where Keo hurt his heel.
All right.
That was another kick in the nuts. What was the next
Another
day?
kick in the nuts that worked out for the better.
You think it worked out for the better? It's still a pain in the ass.
It was a pain in the ass, but we got that amazing performance out of Kehoe. So
That's true. But it was a pain in the ass.
well, filmmaking.
Filmmaking.
But overall, when you
God
look
bless
back
the
at
written narrative. Look at
when
this.
you look back at the whole
We just
process,
wrote it all out, sewed it all up.
it was fun in retrospect. You know, despite all the kick in the nuts. You know, I enjoyed myself.
All right. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be on our way again, climbing some other mountain in our speedos.
Jerry Garcia is still alive. I don't put much stock in this sort of thing, but I did.
There he is. Matt Powers.
Matt Powers with the shortest hair I've seen him. He's kind of scraggly.
How come we didn't have to blur that Apple logo?
Apple got behind the film.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Oh,
they like the
champs.
fact that we're pimping out their hardware and software, etc., etc. And I think they like the Jerry reference too. They like to be associated with old Garcia.
Well, there you go. And there he is.
And there he
That's
is.
actually Jerry Garcia. People don't realize that he's still out there.
Yeah.
Shambling around.
Doing his thing.
Yeah. He's actually works for a tree service now. He climbs like these big fir trees and whatnot and limbs them, you know, like places that you know, where you have overhanging brush and whatnot. He comes in and that's what he does now. He's all slim and trim and svelte.
That's a
'Cause
career
that's a lot of work, you know, climbing trees. You got the spiked heel, you got the spikes in your boots, and you got to shimmy up these trees all day long. He's trimmed right down.
I bet.
We had to actually pat him out a little bit for some of these scenes.
Yeah, it's good to see him looking.
He looks good. He's doing well. Makes me feel good, you know, that someone like that can live the life that he lived and you know, be as vibrant and Powerful man.
Powerful man.
So if you notice under Boom, it's Tony Danson Mandel. And the reason he got that name is because he showed up at the High Sierra and he was on mushrooms or peyote or whatever the hell he was on, and he was running the Boom. And every time I looked at him, he was dancing around, the mic's flailing around.
He claims that that's the best sound that we got in the entire film.
It could possibly be. It could be. I'm not knocking him, but that's how he got his name. He's like dancing Homer out there.
Thanks to all those people we say thanks to.
Yes. Fabulous people.
Thank you.
CG the Mexican Gomez. Good man. He made sure all of this stuff looked appropriate.
Thanks to veg. There's some great recipes in vegetarian suppers, actually.
There is?
I've checked it out, actually. It's pretty.
Well, there it is. That's the film. That's our commentary, and I'm sure it was incredibly enlightening.
I think we hit some good points.
We were able to go through
a lot of that, but
a nice bottle of Pinot and a couple shots of vodka in the process of giving you our commentary. And there may have been other elements involved, but we won't talk about that. I don't think I've actually seen the credits with all the song credits on here, or at least I didn't pay attention to.
Dire Wolf performed by the lovely Stiff Dead Cat, Wiley Woods.
Wiley Woods is a good man. He's my crab pot pulling buddy. And of course, the fabulous sponsors that were foolish enough to give us money to make this fine piece of cinema. And then, of course,
the ending, that's fucked up.
What happened?
I told you. It's mixed. We gotta change that. It got put on the end.
How'd that happen?
Well,
What kind of producer